No relief for actor Jacqueline, who has in fact moved the top court. This is a 200 crore extortion case against the actor, and she moved the Supreme Court in this regard in order to quash those cases against her by the Enforcement Directorate. She went on to say that she's a film star and that the person making all the accusations and the person involved at the literal crux of the matter is Sukesh, who's a con star. Nothing to do with money laundering case is what the actor has gone on to say. So this is, of course, no kind of relief that the Supreme Court has granted in order for the Supreme Court has in fact today refused to interfere with the Delhi High Court order dismissing actor Jacqueline Fernandez's plea to quash equivalent to the FIR in that 200 crore rupee money laundering case involving alleged conman. We're talking about Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and that is what the court has gone on to say, that they will not be interfering as far as the actor's case is concerned. So there, of course, the Supreme Court is refusing to interfere in the plea to quash the money laundering charges against the actor, dismissing a plea to quash the money laundering proceedings initiated against her by the Directorate of the Enforcement. So this is what is being said by the Supreme Court in regard to the case. So they are not going to be interfering, and this is Ms. Fernandez, who has said that the case against her was a camouflage of failed charges of the authorities that had basically tried to frame her in this particular regard, flame her in this case. She has gone on to say that, the person behind it all is a con man, and that, she is a film star, and that she is urging the authorities to drop those charges against her. Nupur, my colleague, joining us in order to get us the latest. Nupur, take us to the proceedings in court in regard to this money laundering case.
Divya, first of all, the Supreme Court today was not at all inclined to entertain the petition by the film actress at this stage. The Supreme Court said that she must go to the trial court, face the trial, as under the current PMLA law, that is the money laundering law, any of the friends who are receiving such gifts from a person accused in a money laundering case will have to answer the questions asked in the court. So the Supreme Court for now has refused to entertain her petition at all. However, the top court said that certain observations that were made by the Delhi High Court while dismissing her plea to quash the proceeding against her will not apply at the trial stage, and trial stage will have to hear her afresh. So this is the only relief that she managed to get from the top court today, but the Supreme Court has for now refused to even hear arguments by Jacqueline in this particular case, where she was seeking quashing of proceedings against her in PMLA as well as MCOCA charges.
Right, of course, so this is what she has been maintaining, and of course, the grounds on which she has been, bringing up this case is that the trial will take very, very long time. She's an actress, and that, time is of essence here, maintaining that she was not even aware of the source of the gifts that were received from that con artist.
Yes, that is true. Remember today, in fact, while hearing the case, Justice Dipankar Datta, in fact, observed that this is the current PMLA law. There is a process how the investigation takes place and how trial takes place in a money laundering case. And here the Supreme Court also made this remark that she cannot claim that this was a case of unknowingly accepting gifts, and as there have been various claims and that the amount is very huge, the amount of gifts that she has received is not a very meager amount. So the Supreme Court has said that she will have to go through the trial, and she can raise these arguments that she just received those gifts and he is a con man. She was not aware. Whatever her arguments are, she will have to go and present them at the special court, that is a trial court level. At this stage, the Supreme Court will not interfere and put a stay on the proceeding or stay on her trial. The top court was of the opinion today.
Right, thank you so much, Nupur, for getting us the very latest as far as the actor Jacqueline Fernandez is concerned, and her case that came up in the Supreme Court that wasn't really entertained and hasn't gone in her favor.